In the headlines for this hour on VTV News, 2025 tasks required for Vietnam to enter a new era of development. A Resolution 57, a breakthrough in science and technology development. Later on in our world news, New Year's Eve celebrated around the world.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. In 2025 marks several major national events and is the final year of the 5-year implementation of the 13-party Congress resolution. Therefore, successfully completing the task for 2025 is at utmost important, as this will lay the groundwork for the country to enter a new era of national growth.
In the final days of 2024, tasks to streamline the political system were carried out urgently and decisively.
The work ahead is very demanding and urgent. Time does not wait for us. The country is standing at the threshold of history, about to enter an era of growth and advancement. The tasks we undertake today will determine the future.
Regulations related to the new political system must be finalized as the 9th extraordinary session of the National Assembly in mid-February approaches.
The National Assembly is reviewing legislation related to the organizational structure. We also plan to report this at the extraordinary session in February.
The political system must be reorganized and streamlined in the first quarter to organize the party congresses on schedule. Therefore, right after the new year and even during the Lunar New Year, party committees, agencies, and authorities must work continuously to accomplish socio-economic development targets.
2025 is the year we need to complete the goals set for the 2021-2025 period. Secondly, we must successfully carry out the party congresses at all levels. Lastly, we must streamline the apparatus, ensuring the system is strong and effective.
Change is necessary to enter the country's latest era. The fourth industrial revolutions and the global political and security situation present urgent challenges that require every nation to act swiftly.
With the successful completion of the political systems restructuring, the party congresses, and the implementation of institutional reforms, Vietnam will create the foundations for rapid and sustainable development.
On the first day of the new year, many localities across the country organized attractive cultural events so that everyone could welcome 2025 in a joyful atmosphere.
The weather in Hanoi is favorable for outdoor activities. Since people only have one day off, many families have chosen tourist destinations in the city, such as Hoàn Kim Lake, the Vietnam Military History Museum, the Hanoi Flag Tower, and the Vietnam Ethnic Village of Culture and Tourism.
I wish myself and my family good health and the fulfillment of all our wishes for the new year.
On the first day of 2025, Da Nang welcomed a cruise ship with more than 2,700 European and American passengers. They spent 2 days ashore visiting famous tourist attractions in Da Nang, traveling around the city, and participating in New Year's Eve events. Da Nang is a favorite destination for the cruise market because its diverse tourism products, many attractions, and its location between two World Heritage Sites, Hội An and Huế. On Wednesday morning, Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park, Quảng Bình, welcomed 68 visitors. The activity aims to promote and stimulate tourism, attracting domestic and foreign visitors to Quảng Bình. In 2024, Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park welcomed 600,000 visitors. On Wednesday, entertainment areas and famous tourist attractions in Ho Chi Minh City also attract many tourists. When the new metro line connecting entertainment areas was put into operation, some areas recorded the number of visitors increasing threefold compared to normal days.
Having such performances at the beginning of the new year is so much fun.
With positive signs at the beginning of the year, the tourism industry aims to welcome 22 to 23 million international tourists and 120 to 130 million domestic tourists in 2025.
International visitors to coastal cities in Vietnam's central regions have increased rapidly. Cruise tourism is emerging as a key sector in many localities. On the first day of 2025, Da Nang City and Hue City welcomed thousands of cruise liner passengers.
At 6 a.m., guests from European and American countries arrived at Tien Sa Port, Da Nang, from the liner Nordam. They were warmly welcomed by the leaders of Da Nang City with souvenirs and New Year's wishes. More than 2,700 tourists and crew members came ashore to spend 2 days participating in the New Year's Eve event.
The tourism industry focuses on investing in products, especially those related to traditional culture and services, to best serve cruise passengers.
Da Nang is a popular destination for the cruise passenger market because of its diverse tourism products with many attractions. On the first day of the new year, the cruise ship Bahamas docked at Chiang Mai Port with 3,800 tourists and crew members bound for Hue City. Cruise tourists to Da Nang City and Hue City last year also showed strong growth, with nearly 80 cruises carrying more than 100,000 international visitors. In 2025, international cruise line visits will continue to recover, with many travel agencies registering berthing for hundreds of cruises at Tien Sa Port in Da Nang and Chiang Mai Port in Hue City.
In 2024, Ho Chi Minh City led the country with 44 million visitors and revenues of $7.4 billion, up nearly 19% over the previous year. The city also made significant achievements, earning many tourism awards, such as a festival destination, top destination in Asia, and ranking as one of the top 25 must-visit destinations in 2025. Entering the new year, Ho Chi Minh City aims to welcome 8.5 million international and 45 million domestic visitors and generate a total tourism revenue of $10 billion. Scientific and technological research requires large investment resources, time, and high risk. Realities show that this is a major bottleneck that hinders the development of science and technology, and many research projects are abandoned at the initial stages. Resolution number 57 of the Politburo on breakthroughs in science and technology development, innovation, and national digital transformation had just been issued. It is a breakthrough in thinking, paving the way for more creativity and liberating investment resources for science and technology.
Vietnam National University's Institute of Microbiology and Biotechnology has recently completed a state-level research project on Whitmore's test strips after 4 years. If the administrative procedures had been streamlined, it would have taken only 3 years.
Purchasing chemical materials according to work progress will help increase creativity and scientific research and the achievement of the final product.
Another breakthrough is that Resolution 57 accepts risks and delays in scientific research. If the research is unsuccessful, scientists can stop without having to compensate for costs. The results will be published so that the scientific community can avoid repeating the same mistakes and consider them lessons learned.
Previously, we needed to report exactly what we had written in the project description. We did not need to do any more research. It had been completed. The resolution to accept risks in scientific research will help improve the integrity of research progress.
The scientific community is very excited. This is the highest commitment of the party and the state to scientific research. Scientists can establish and run their businesses. This will remove the problems in product pricing and shorten the time it takes to apply research results to practical problems. Resolution 57 is a spearhead focusing on removing bottlenecks to unleash society creativity, labor, and investment resources for science, technology, and innovation.
the Ministry of Science and Technology is coordinating with relevant ministries and branches to submit an action program to the government for promulgation so that Resolution 57 can soon come into effect.
Rice exports are set to enjoy a bright future as many companies already received pre-orders. On the first day of 2025, the first rice consignment of the year was exported. This batch of fragrant rice is on the way to the Middle East. Not only is part of a major export contract, but has also achieved a high selling price of $720 per ton. According to a forecast, global rice export in 2025 will increase to 56.3 million tons, 2.3 million tons higher than the previously announced forecast. In 2024, rice export reached more than $5.3 billion, the highest level ever recorded. Coming up next on VTV News, recycling made mandatory for electricals and electronic equipment. Ship delivered Lunar New Year gift to soldiers on oil rigs. Starting on July 1st, 2025, all manufacturers and importers of electricals and electronic products must recycle their products before disposals according to the provisions of the law on environmental protection.
According to the regulations, manufacturers and importers putting electrical and electronic products onto the market from January 1st, 2025 must collect and recycle them according to mandatory recycling rates and specifications. However, registration and payment will be implemented in 2026. This is one of the new points of Decree 08, detailing several amended articles of the Law on Environmental Protection.
The postponement gives manufacturers and importers more time to fulfill this responsibility. The recovery rate of mandatory recycling standards has also changed. Previously, according to Decree number 8, the recycling standard required a maximum recovery of 40% of materials, which has now been removed.
To effectively fulfill the recycling responsibility, manufacturers and importers can choose between two options. Either organize the recycling of products and packaging themselves, or contribute financially to the Vietnam Environmental Protection Fund to support recycling efforts.
Manufacturers and importers will pay once instead of twice as currently regulated. When 2025 ends, their tax will be finalized. Therefore, they must have a plan and arrange funds to fulfill their recycling responsibilities in 2026.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment will issue a circular detailing several articles, including the recycling cost norm, and importers will have a legal requirement to fulfill their responsibilities.
Starting from the 1st of January 2025, the production, trading, import, storage, transportation, and use of electronic cigarettes, heated tobacco products, and other gases and addictive substances harmful to human health will be banned in Vietnam. Vietnam has become the 6th country in ASEAN region to implement a ban on electronic cigarettes and heated tobacco products, along with Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, and Thailand. The production and trading will be managed according to Decree 98. The Ministry of Health is developing regulations on the levels of sanctions for violations. In 2023, there were over 1,200 people treated for e-cigarette-related illnesses. Every year, about 40,000 people each year get sick and have health effects from tobacco. Typhoon Yagi impact has had devastating consequences for residents and businesses in the aquaculture industry. Quảng Ninh province alone has lost over 43,000 tons of aquatic products, amounting to $235 million. However, locals have resumed productions over the past 3 months and recovered from their losses. The following story was recorded in Vân Đồn, one of the Quảng Ninh province aquaculture centers.
In Vân Đồn district, oyster farming floats cover the sea surface, erasing the traces of Typhoon Yagi. With decades of experience in oyster farming, Sơn is determined to start over despite challenges in finding capital.
To resume production, we need around $39,000 to $78,000. If I can't get a loan from the government, I'll have to rely on relatives and friends.
Meanwhile, in Bái Tử Long fishing village, new houses have been constructed in tandem with repairs to fish farming racks. Thanks to its sheltered locations, 9 members of the cooperative only suffered about 40% losses from the typhoon.
These fish, weighing 3.5 to 4 kilograms, will be ready for sale during the Tet holiday, while the others will reach sufficient size after the tourism season. After the storm, everyone came together to plan the best strategies for coping with nature's challenges.
Alongside policies to support disaster recovery, Quảng Ninh province has granted and temporarily allocated over 10,000 hectares of sea area to aid production. Exploitation, aquaculture, and resource conservation will serve as the 3 pillars of sustainable development.
We aim for over 5% growth in the fisheries sector by 2025. This will be based on fishing village cooperatives, where collaboration helps share challenges, mobilize resources, and integrate marine farming with other economic sectors, such as tourism.
Recently, we formed an association with 21 members, creating a supply chain that we are committed to bringing to a 5-star standard. Our oyster seaweed products, developed in partnership with 21 cooperatives across 1,000 hectares of water.
In 2024, Storm Yagi inflicted significant human and economic losses across many regions, erasing key criteria for new rural development in highlands area. Despite these setbacks, efforts to improve living standards and modernize rural Vietnam continued with resilience and determination. By the end of last year, nearly 79% of communes nationwide achieved new rural standards, with over 530 recognized as new rural communes. On this first day of 2025, we will visit the newly certified model rural commune in Yên Khánh district, Ninh Bình province.
Known for its vibrant folk traditions, Khánh Cường commune resonates with chèo and some singing melodies. Meritorious artist Phạm Ngọc Giới founded the local Some Singing Club, now over 20 strong. The transformation of the countryside continues to inspire songs celebrating the homeland.
Through the soulful melodies of Zam and Cheo, villagers are encouraged to unite and contribute passionately to building vibrant new rural areas.
Every project here involves the community's active participation, discussion, and contribution. Locals, including those who have moved away, have donated money, labor, and resources to upgrade roads, renovate cultural houses, and improve public facilities, fostering a meaningful community-driven development.
Today's achievements are a testament to the local people's hard work and dedication.
The contributions of residents stand as clear evidence of their central role in building a vibrant community. Flower-lined roads, planted and maintained by local women's associations, enhance the area's beauty and foster greater environmental awareness.
The 3 Clean movement, Clean House, Beautiful Garden, and Model Standards, has been successfully implemented across the commune.
Beyond preserving cultural identity, Khánh Cường strongly emphasizes academic and physical education. A few commune-level schools offer facilities that allow students to engage in physical training through hobby-based sports clubs.
Basketball and volleyball clubs have flourished, offering students like us opportunities to enjoy our favorite sports. Better health leads to better learning.
As the new year approaches, women in the Commune celebrates its recognition as a new rural area through lively folk dances. This vibrant display marks their achievements and inspires a collective spirit of prosperity and growth as the Lunar New Year approaches, bringing hope for a prosperous year for all families.
The officers and soldiers on duty at the DK1 platform have received delivery of a New Year atmosphere. The ship carried not only goods but symbolized the care and love of people on the Vietnamese mainland for those on duty guarding the continental shelf of the motherland.
These are the Lunar New Year gifts that Nguyễn Thị Thùy Dương and her 3 children sent to her husband. This Lunar New Year, he and his teammates will stay at sea to protect Vietnam's sovereignty.
I wish my husband and his teammates good health and peace. My sisters and I will care for our children and families at home.
The voyage includes new soldiers who will spend their first Lunar New Year in such a strategically important place.
I'm both happy and nostalgic. I'm happy because I'm proud to practice in protecting the country, and I'm nostalgic because I'm far away from my family. With good preparation, our soldiers will certainly have a good Lunar New Year celebration.
The ship transported sticky rice, cakes, peaches and apricots to the DK1 platform. The shipments were also supported by 28 agencies, organizations and individuals, with 20 tons of goods valued at more than $78,000. The ship left the mainland dock and arrived at the oil rigs one by one, carrying gifts and the mainland's sentiments.
Coming up next in our World News, New Year's Eve celebrated around the world. And New Year 2025 messages from world leaders. Many countries and territories worldwide have heralded the arrival of the New Year's Eve 2025 with brilliant fireworks displays. Due to the 38 time zone differences around the globe, the world spent more than 26 hours welcoming the year 2025.
In New York, millions of Americans and tourists gathered in Times Square to welcome the new year. When the crystal ball, the symbol of the countdown ceremony in Times Square, dropped, about 1 ton of confetti was released, carrying the wishes and desires of New Yorkers and tourists around the world. Meanwhile, Paris welcomed the new year with a spectacular fireworks display. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered on the Champs-Élysées to celebrate. About 65,000 Germans braved the cold and gathered at Berlin's famous Brandenburg Gate to attend a concert, countdown, and witness a spectacular fireworks display to welcome the new year. London, England, welcomed the new year with a brilliant fireworks display on the Thames River. The Big Ben clock chimed at the exact moment of New Year's Eve. The Happiness themed fireworks display with special effects turned the night sky over Victoria Harbor in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of China into a giant picture, bringing a visual feast and an unforgettable New Year's Eve experience to many locals and tourists. As usual, the New Year's Eve fireworks display at Sydney Harbour Bridge, Australia, is always one of the most anticipated New Year's Eve events in the world because it features the largest fireworks displays with advanced technology. The midnight fireworks display at Sydney Harbour Bridge lasted 12 minutes.
And at the moment of transition to 2025, many world leaders sent messages emphasizing the spirit of solidarity and hope for the future.
In his New Year speech, Chinese President Xi Jinping pledged to seize development opportunities and bring happiness to the people.
We should work together to improve social undertakings and governance steadily, build a harmonious and inclusive atmosphere, and settle real issues, big or small, for our people. We must bring more smiles to our people and greater warmth to their hearts.
President Vladimir Putin also sent a big message in his New Year's speech, prioritizing people's welfare. He has affirmed that Russia will confidently move forward.
We have set ambitious goals and achieved them, overcoming challenges because we stayed together. This is how our unity, our belief in ourselves, our strength, and our abilities have grown.
Meanwhile, in his New Year message, the French president called on France and Europe to be more awake, independent, and creative.
We need a European awakening, a scientific, intellectual, technological, and industrial awakening, and an awakening in agriculture, energy, and the environment. To do this, we must make decisions more quickly and strongly, simplify regulations for people and businesses, and increase investment.
As for another European country, Germany, after the terrible attack in Magdeburg, the German chancellor called on the people to unite.
Strength comes from solidarity, and we are a country that sticks together. We are not a country that opposes each other or passes each other by. With respect, trust, and care for each other, we can make 2025 a good year.
Romania and Bulgaria have become full members of the Schengen zone, expanding the borderless area to 29 members. The expansion made possible when Austria and other members dropped their objections to the two countries joining. Officially took place at midnight on Wednesday, marked by a ceremony at various border posts. Romania and Bulgaria joined the EU in 2007, but were not integrated into the borderless zone until March 2024, when border checks were lifted from maritime and air travel. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch the program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download a mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.